5, 3, and 4. Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. Seals are the names of Nehemiah the governor, the son of Hakaliah, Zedekiah, Seraiah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Malchijah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Maluk, Harim, Meremoth, Abadiah, Daniel, Ginnathan, Baruch, Meshullam, Abijam, Majiman, Maaziah, Bilgai, Shemaiah. These are the priests and the Levites: Jeshua, the son of Azaniah, Benui of the sons of Henadad, Kadmiel and their brothers, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Kalida, Peliah, Hanan, Micah, Rahab, Hashabiah, Zakur, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Benai, Beninu, the chiefs of the people, Parosh, Pahath Moab, Elam, Zatu, Benai, Buni, Asgad, Babai, Adonijah, Bigvai, Aden, Atir, Hezekiah, Azor, Hodiah, Hashum, Bazai, Harith, Anathoth, Nabai, Magpiash, Meshullam, Hazir, Meshezabel, Zadok, Jadua, Palisha, Hanan, Anaiah, Hoshea, Hananiah, Hashub, Haluhesh, Pilha, Shobek, Rahum, Hashabnah, Maasiah, Ahiah, Hanan, Anan, Malok, Harim, Baanah. The rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the gatekeepers, the singers, the temple servants, and all who have separated themselves from the peoples of the lands to the law of God, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, all who have knowledge and understanding, join with their brothers, their nobles, and they enter into a curse and an oath to walk in God's law that was given by Moses, the servant of God, and to observe and do all the commandments of the Lord our Lord and his rules and his statutes. We will not give our daughters to the people of the land or take their daughters for our sons. And if the people of the land bring in goods or any grain on the Sabbath day to sell, we will not buy from them on the Sabbath or on a holy day. We will forego the crops of the 7th year and the exaction of every debt. We also take on ourselves the obligation to give yearly a third part of a shekel for the service of the house of our God, for the showbread, the regular grain offering, the regular burnt offering, the Sabbaths, the new moons, the appointed feasts, the holy things, and the sin offerings, to make atonement for Israel, and for all the work of the house of our God. We, the priests, the Levites, and the people, have likewise cast lots for the wood offering, to bring it into the house of our God, according to our fathers' houses, at times appointed, year by year, as it is written in the law. We obligate ourselves to bring the first fruits of our ground, and the first fruits of all fruits of every tree, year by year, to the house of the Lord. Also, to bring to the house of our God, to the priests who minister in the house of our God, the firstborn of our sons and of our cattle, as it is written in the law, and the firstborn of our herds and of our flocks, and to bring the first of our dough, and our contributions, the fruit of every tree, the wine and the oil, to the priests, to the chambers of the house of our God, and to bring to the Levites the tithes from our ground. For it is the Levites who collect the tithes in all towns where we labor, and the priest, the son of Aaron, shall be with the Levites when the Levites receive the tithes, and the Levites shall bring up the tithe. For the people of Israel and the sons of Levi shall bring the contribution of grain, wine, and oil to the chambers, where the vessels of the sanctuary are, as well as the priests who minister, and the gatekeepers, and the singers. We will not neglect the house of our God. The leaders of the people lived in Jerusalem, and the rest of the people cast lots to bring out 1 of 10 to live in Jerusalem, the holy city, while 9 out of 10 remained in the other towns. The people blessed all the men who willingly offered to live in Jerusalem. These are the chiefs of the province who lived in Jerusalem. But in the towns of Judah, everyone lived on his property in their towns. Israel, the priests, the Levites, the temple servants, and the descendants of Solomon's servants. In Jerusalem lived certain of the sons of Judah, And of the sons of Benjamin, of the sons of Judah, Athiah, the sons of Uzziah, son of Zechariah, son of Amariah, son of Shephatiah, son of Mahalalel, of the sons of Perez, and Maaseiah, the son of Baruch, son of Calhozah, son of Haziah, son of Adiah, son of Joarib, son of Zechariah, son of the Shilonite, of the sons of Perez, who lived in Jerusalem, were 468 valiant men. And these are the sons of Benjamin: Salu, the son of Meshullam, son of Joed, son of Padiah, son of Koaliah, son of Maaseiah, son of Ithiel, son of Jeshiah, and his brothers, men of valor, 928. Joel, the son of Zichri, was their overseer, and Judah, the son of Hasanua, was second over the city. Of the priests, Jediah, the son of Joiarib, Jachin, Seraiah, the son of Hilkiah, son of Meshullam, son of Zadok, son of Marioth, son of Ahitub, ruler of the house of God, and their brothers who did the work of the house, 822. And Adiah, the son of Jeraham, son of Pelaliah, son of Amzai, son of Zechariah, son of Pashur, son of Malchijah, and his brothers, heads of fathers' houses, 242. And Amashsai, the son of Azarel, son of Aziah, son of Meshillamoth, son of Immer, and their brothers, mighty men of valor, 128. And their overseer was Zabdiel, the son of Haggadolam. And of the Levites, Shemaiah, the son of Hashsub, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, son of Bunai, and Shabbathai and Jozabad, of the chiefs of the Levites, who were over the outside work of the house of God. And Mattaniah, the son of Micah, son of Zabadi, son of Asaph, who was the leader of the praise, who gave thanks, and Bakbukiah, the son, second among his brothers, and Abda, the son of Shemua, son of Galal, son of Jeduthun, of the Levites in their holy cities, was 284. The gatekeepers, Akob, Talmon, and their brothers, who kept watch at the gates, were 172. And the rest of Israel, and of the priests and the Levites, were in all the towns of Judah, every one in his inheritance. But the temple servants lived on Ophel, and Zihah and Gishpa were over the temple servants. The overseer of the Levites in Jerusalem was Uzzi, the son of Bani, son of Hashabiah, son of Mattaniah, son of Micah, of the sons of Asaph, the singers, over the work of the house of God. For there was a command from the king concerning them, and a fixed provision for the singers, as every day required. Pethahiah, the son of Meshzabel, of the sons of Zerah, the son of Judah, was at the king's side in all matters concerning the people. And as for the villages with their fields, some of the people of Judah lived in Kiriath Arba and its villages, in Dibon and its villages, in Jekabziel and the villages, and in Jeshua, and in Moladah, in Peth Pelet, in Hazar Shula, in Beersheba and its villages, in Ziklag, in Mekona and its villages, in En-Rimmon, in Zorah, in Jarmuth, Zenoah, Adullam and their villages, Lachish and its fields, Azekah and its villages. And so they encamped from Beersheba to the valley of Hinnom. The people of Benjamin also lived from Geba onward at Mishmash, Iajah, Bethel and its villages, Anathoth, Nob, Ananiah, Hazor, Ramah, Getaim, Hadid, Zeboim, Nebalit, Lod, and Ono, the valley of craftsmen, and certain divisions of the Levites in Judah were signed to Benjamin. The priests and the Levites who came up with Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, Sariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Maluk, Hattush, Shechaniah, Rehum, Meremoth, Edo, Ginnathoi, Abijah, Mijamin, Maadiah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, Joiarib, Jediah, Salu, Amok, Ilkiah, Jediah, and these were the chiefs of the priests and of their brothers in the days of Jeshua. And the Levites, Jeshua, Binnui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, and Mattaniah, who were with his brothers, was in charge of the songs of thanksgiving. Bakbakiah and Uni and their brothers stood opposite them in the service, and Jeshua was the father of Joachim, Joachim the father of Eliashib, Eliashib the father of Joiada, Joiada the father of Jonathan, and Jonathan the father of Jaddua. And in the days of Joachim were priests, heads of fathers' houses, of Seraiah, Merariah of Jeremiah, Hananiah of Ezra, Meshullam of Amariah, and Jehohanan of Malachi, Jonathan of Shebaniah, Joseph of Haram, Adnah of Marioth, Hilkiah of Edo, Zechariah of Ginnethon, Meshullam of Abijah, Zechariah of Minaminin, of Moadiah, Piltai of Bilgah, Shemua of Shemaiah, Jehonathan of Joiarib, Mattanai of Jediah, Uzai of Thelai, Kalai of Amok, Abair of Hilkiah, Hashabiah of Jediah, and Nethanel. In the days of Eliashib,
Joadiah, Johan, Jaddua, the Levites were recorded as heads of fathers' houses. So too were the priests in the reign of Darius the Persian. As for the sons of Levi, their heads of fathers' houses were written in the book of the Chronicles until the days of Johan the son of Eliashib. And the chiefs of the Levites, Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Jeshua the son of Kadmiel, with their brothers who stood opposite them, to praise and to give thanks according to the commandment of David, the man of God, watch by watch. Matana, Bakbukiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, and Akab were gatekeepers standing guard at the storehouses of the gates. These were in the days of Joachim, the son of Jeshua, son of Jozadak, in the days of Nehemiah, the governor, and of Ezra, the priest and scribe. Dedication of the wall. And the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, they sought the Levites in all their places, to bring them to Jerusalem to celebrate the dedication with gladness, with thanksgivings, and with singing, with cymbals, harps, and lyres. And the sons of the singers gathered together from the district surrounding Jerusalem, and from the villages of the Netophalates, and from Beth Gilgal, and from the region of Geba, and Asmaveth, for the singers had built for themselves villages around Jerusalem. And the priests and the Levites purified themselves, and they purified the people, and the gates, and the wall. Then I brought the leaders of Judah up onto the wall, and appointed 2 great choirs that gave thanks. One went to the south on the wall, to the dung gate, and after them went Hoshaiah, and half of the leaders of Judah, and Azariah, Ezra, Meshullam, Judah, Benjamin, Shemaiah, and Jeremiah, and certain of the priests' sons with trumpets, Zechariah the son of Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, son of Mattaniah, son of Micaiah, son of Zachar, son of Asaph, and his relatives Shemaiah, Azarel, Milali, Gilali, Mai, Nathaniel, Judah, and Hanai, with the musical instruments of David, the man of God, and Ezra the scribe went before them. And the fountain gate they went up straight before them by the stairs of the city of David, at the ascent of the wall above the house of David, to the water gate on the east. The other choir of those who gave thanks went to the north, and I followed them with half of the people on the wall, above the tower of the ovens to the broad wall, and above the gate of Ephraim, by the gate of Yeshana, and by the fish gate, and the tower of Henel, and the tower of 100, and to the sheep gate, and they came to a halt at the gate of the guard. So both choirs of those who gave thanks stood in the house of God, and I and half of the officials with me, and the priests, Eliakim, Messiah, Miniamim, Micaiah, Elionai, Zechariah, and Hananiah, with trumpets, and Maaseiah, Shemaiah, Eleazar, Uzi, Jehonan, Malchijah, Elam, and Ezer. The singers sang with Jezreiah as their leader, and they offered great sacrifices that day and rejoiced, for God had made them rejoice with great joy. The women and children also rejoiced, and the joy of Jerusalem was heard far away. On that day men were appointed over the storerooms and the contributions, the first fruits, and the tithes, to gather into them the portions required by the law for the priests and for the Levites according to the fields of the towns. For Judah rejoiced over the priests and the Levites who ministered, and they performed the service of their God and the service of purification, as did the singers and the gatekeepers according to the command of David and his son Solomon. For long ago, in the days of David and Asaph, there were directors of the singers, and there were songs of praise and thanksgiving to God. And all Israel in the days of Zerubbabel and in the days of Nehemiah gave the daily portions for the singers and the gatekeepers, and they set apart that which was for the Levites, and the Levites set apart that which was for the sons of Aaron.
On that day they read from the book of Moses in the hearing of the people, and in it was found written that no Ammonite or Moabite should ever enter the assembly of God, for they did not meet the people of Israel with bread and water, but they hired Balaam against them to curse them. Yet our God turned the curse into a blessing. As soon as the people heard the law, they separated from Israel all those of foreign descent. Now before this, Eliashib the priest, who was appointed over the chambers of the house of our God, and who was related to Tobiah, prepared for Tobiah a large chamber where they had previously put the grain offering, the frankincense, the vessels, and the tithes of grain, wine, and offering, which were given by commandment to the Levites, the singers, the gatekeepers, and the contributions for the priests. While this was taking place, I was not in Jerusalem, for in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, king of Babylon, I went to the king, and after some time I asked leave of the king, and came to Jerusalem. Then I discovered the evil that Eliashib had done for Tobiah, preparing for him a chamber in the courts of the house of God, and I was very angry. I threw all the household furniture of Tobiah out of the chamber. Then I gave orders, and they cleansed the chamber. I brought back there the vessels of the house of God, with the grain offering and the frankincense. I also found out that the portions of the Levites had not been given to them, so that the Levites and the singers who did the work had fled each to his field. So I confronted the officials, and I said, "Why is the house of God forsaken?" And I gathered them together, and I set them in their stations. Then all Judah brought the tithe of the grain, the wine, and the oil into the storehouses, and I appointed as treasurers over the storehouses Shelemiah the priest, Zadok the scribe, and Pedaiah of the Levites, and as their assistant Hanan the son of Zaccur, son of Mattaniah, for they were considered reliable, and their duty was to distribute to their brothers. Remember me, O my God, concerning this. Do not wipe out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my God and for his service. In those days I saw in Judah people treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing in heaps of grain, and loading them on donkeys, and also wine, grapes, and figs, and all kinds of loads, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. I warned them on the day when they sold food. Tyranese also, who lived in the city, brought in fish and all kinds of goods, and sold them on the Sabbath to the people of Judah in Jerusalem itself. Then I confronted the nobles of Judah, and I said to them, "What is this evil thing that you are doing, profaning the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers act in this way? And did not our God bring all this disaster on them, and on us, and on this city? Now you are bringing more wrath on Israel by profaning the Sabbath." As soon as it began to grow dark at the gates of Jerusalem before the Sabbath, I commanded that the doors be shut, and gave orders that they should not be opened until after the Sabbath. I stationed some of my servants at the gates, that no load might be brought in on the Sabbath day. Then the merchants and the sellers of all kinds of wares lodged outside Jerusalem once or twice. But I warned them, and I said to them, "Why do you lodge outside of the wall? If you do so again, I will lay hands on you." So from that time on they did not come on the Sabbath. Then I commanded the Levites that they should purify themselves. Come and guard the gates to keep the Sabbath day holy, and remember this also in my favor, O my God, and spare me accordingly to the greatness of your steadfast love. In those days also I saw the Jews had married women of Ashdod, Ammon, and Moab, and half of their children spoke the language of Ashdod. They could not speak the language of Judah, but only the language of each people. I confronted them, and I cursed them, and I beat some of them, and I pulled out their hair. I made them take an oath in the name of God, saying, You shall not give your daughters to their sons, or take their daughters for your sons, or for yourselves. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin on account of such women? Among the many nations there was no king like him, and he was beloved by his God. God made him king over all of Israel, but nevertheless foreign women made even him to sin. Shall we then listen to you, and do all this great evil, and act treacherously against our God by marrying foreign women? And one of the sons of Jehoiada, the son of Eliashib the high priest, was the son-in-law of Sanballat the Horonite. So therefore I chased him from me. Remember them, O my God, because they have desecrated the priesthood and the covenant of the priesthood and the Levites, and thus I cleansed them from everything foreign, and I established the duties of the priests and the Levites, each in his work. I provided for the wood offerings at appointed times, and for the firstfruits. Oh, remember me, O my God. Remember me for good. Solomon. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is a sorrow to his mother. Treasures gained by wickedness do not profit, but righteousness delivers from death. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summer is a prudent son, but he who sleeps in harvest is a son who brings shame. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The memory of the righteous is a blessing, but the name of the wicked will rot. The wise of heart will receive commandments, but a babbling fool will come to ruin. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out. Whoever winks the eye causes trouble, but a babbling fool will come to ruin. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all offense. On the lips of him who has understanding, wisdom is found, but a rod is for the back of him who lacks sense. The wise slay up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool brings ruin near. A rich man's wealth is his strong city, the poverty of the poor is their ruin. The wage of the righteous leads to life, the gain of the wicked to sin. Whoever heeds instruction is on the path to life, but he who rejects reproof leads others astray. The one who conceals hatred has lying lips, and whoever utters slander is a fool. When words are many, transgression is not lacking, but whoever restrains his lips is prudent. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver, the heart of the wicked is of little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Doing wrong is like a joke to a fool, but wisdom is pleasure to a man of understanding. What the wicked dreads will come upon him, but the desire of the righteous will be granted. When the tempest passes, the wicked is no more, but the righteous is established forever. Like vinegar to the teeth, and smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to those who send him. The fear of the Lord prolongs life, but the years of the wicked will be short. The hope of the righteous brings joy, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. The way of the Lord is a stronghold to the blameless, but destruction to evildoers. The righteous will never be removed, but the wicked will not dwell in the land. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked what is perverse. In me enough to spend ample time with me, pushing back the demands of the day. Refuse to feel guilty about something that is so pleasing to me. the King of the universe. Because I am omnipotent, I am able to bend time and events into your favor. You will find that you can accomplish more in less time after you have given yourself to me in rich communion. Also, as you align yourself with my perspective, you can sort out what is important and what is not. Don't fall into the trap of being constantly on the go. Many things people do in my name have no value in my kingdom. To avoid doing meaningless work, stay in continual communication with me, and I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go, and I will counsel you with my eyes upon you. Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. Luke 10:41 and 42. Psalm 32:8. I will instruct you and teach you in the way which you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. Hebrews 7:25 through 27. Wherefore he is able also to save them to the uttermost that come unto God by him, seeing he ever liveth to make intercession for them. For such a high priest became us, who is holy, harmless, undefiled, separate from sinners, and made higher than the heavens, who needeth not daily, as those high priests, to offer up sacrifice, first for his own sins, and then for the people's. For this he did once when he offered up himself. Though Jesus fully accomplished the work of our salvation through his death and resurrection, that was not the end of his work on our behalf. In addition to sending the Holy Spirit to lead in us and guide us, he himself is actively making intercession for us. There are no limits or restrictions on the prayers of Jesus. The things that may hinder our prayer life are not in him. And Jesus prayed with full confidence that God would hear and answer. Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Jesus lifted up his eyes, and he said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me, and I knew that thou hearest me always. But because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. There is never a day when Jesus stops his praying for us. Though we cannot see or hear his words, we can be confident that he is speaking them. Robert Murray McShyan said, If I could hear Christ praying for me in the next room, I would not fear a million enemies. Yet distance makes no difference. He is praying for me, and nothing that happens in our lives escapes the notice of God. No tear that we shed, no burden that we carry, no grief that we bear does not matter to him. Jesus knows our sorrows and pains, and in his love, he faithfully intercedes on our behalf. Even if no one else knows or cares about what you were doing, or where you were going, or what you were going through, Jesus does. Knowing Jesus always prays for us reminds us that we are never alone and never forsaken.